Welcome to a brand new episode of All Things Honor. I am here. It's your host, Kimmy, and we are here for episode 11 of Ring of Honor TV. We made it to double digits. We're back in Orlando, and I just have to say that truly sky's the limit, and we'll get to that later. We start the episode off with Shane Taylor versus Mark Briscoe. If you guys didn't know, these tapings were in Orlando. Everything seemed right in the world because we're back in Orlando. And something that I have been saying for weeks is that the crowd in Orlando is just so much more energetic. They're more into the matches. So keep on doing this, Tony Khan. And that was very evident in Shane Taylor versus Mark Briscoe. This match was great. Great way to open the show. This match went maybe 15 to 20 minutes, and it was just jam packed back and forth action. Shane Taylor unfortunately gets the loss, but this is not the first time we see him or the last time we see him for this episode. Briscoe gets it, and he calls out Samoa Joe for a future Ring of Honor TV title shot, which is interesting because he lost in March. No, it was in March. He lost in March. But you know what? If it's true that Joe is going to be Punk's first opponent on Collision, he does need to lose that TV title, since I'm assuming Joe's just going to chill on Collision. So this is the way we got to go. This is the way we got to go. I'm fine with it. Mark Briscoe has a lot going on. He's going to be that special guest referee in Vegas for Double or Nothing, being AEW's first special guest referee ever in history. Next, we have BCC members Wheeler Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli. So I'm assuming this is going to be the team to face the Lucha Bros for the Ring of Honor tag titles, since Claudio won that double Jeopardy match that I still don't understand why it kind of happened, because there was no interaction with Claudio and Ray Phoenix. And Tony Khan's like, yep, this is going to happen. They wrestled Tracy Williams and Rhett Titus, and Williams and Titus, although they have not been on the winning side of Ring of Honor, they have killed it every single time they've gotten an opportunity to compete, whether it be them in singles competition or in a tag team. They've just killed it. Obviously, BCC gets the win here. And like I said, I would not be shocked if this is the team that gets to face the Lucha Bros. Maybe it'll be Danielson. Maybe it'll be Mox. I just feel like it makes more sense if it's Yuta and Castagnoli. I don't think they're going to beat the Luchas Bros, but should be interesting to see what happens. And whenever that match is happening, because it's going to be, it's not on any of the tapings, so I'm assuming this match is going to happen on Dynamite, which Tony Khan had openly swore that was never going to happen. So I don't know what we're doing that. So cool. Speaking of that TV title, we have Samoa Joe versus Blake Christian. This was an easy win for Joe. He was just so dominant. Christian only got offense in like maybe the first 2 or 3 minutes. He's approaching 400 days as champion, and he's growing closer to the longest title reign of Jay Lethal, which is around 700 days. So again, it was broken today. We're recording this on Thursday. Joe is rumored to be Punk's first opponent on Collision. Don't know if that's happening. If it is, I am going to assume he's losing TV title. If it's not happening and it's just a rumor, then it looks like he's going to beat Lethal's record, which I'm okay with. Mark Sterling cuts a promo saying the Dark Order has been the biggest problem in Ring of Honor. He claims they're affecting his varsity athletes, and he is going to show how his team's better than the Dark Order. This is obviously hyping up the 8-man tag. So we've moved on. Last week we had that 10-man tag that I complained about. Now we moved on to an 8-man. Soon enough, we'll actually have appropriate number tag team matches. We're gonna get there. I have a good feeling. Next, we have the Infirmary versus the Righteous. The Righteous have made their in-ring return to Ring of Honor. Welcome. And Stu Grayson playing mind games, because the last couple weeks we've been following along. The Righteous have stood on top of the ramp during Grayson's matches to kind of not spy, but like kind of scout him out. And Stu Grayson did the same thing in this match. So is he going to go with the Righteous and turn on the Dark Order? Which would be very interesting if that does happen. I think it does, but guess we'll have to see, because I know on one of the tapings he does team with them. I think in 2 weeks he teams with them. So maybe next week he joins. I don't know. But this was fun. I mean, Righteous gets the win. Again, it really didn't matter what happened in the ring. It was more of kind of like what happened after. Grayson and the Righteous stare each other down. Vincent calls him one of us. So the mind games are happening. Next, we have an awesome promo package for next week's Fight Without Honor match between the Kingdom, Andretti, and Martin. Obviously, the Kingdom are trying to show that this has been their house for so long. They don't know what they're getting into with this fight with that honor match, and they're going to prove that they are the dominant ones within Ring of Honor. And I also heard this match was absolutely amazing, so I'm excited to see it next week. Next, my very good friend Bert Vixen makes her Ring of Honor debut. I was so excited. She wrestles Robin Renegade as Robin Renegade picks up her first win in Ring of Honor. Big deal, guys. Bert Vixen had a great showing. I know that for a while they were actually wanting to have more female competitors in Ring of Honor. So, Tony Khan, you should plan and schedule and book Bert Vixen more. Renegade looked good. I mean, she's looked good the past couple weeks, but she's been losing because she versed Skye Blue and Willow. So now she's not versing bigger stars. She's versing kind of like lower level stars. Off, she's gonna get the win here, and it was fun. Just fun match, and I'm very excited. My friend made her Ring of Honor debut. Let this be more to come. The Gates of Agony cut a promo next, and Prince Nana says that the boys are not worthy competition to them. Dalton Castle comes in. He's very upset because Gates of Agony apparently beat up one of the boys. Prince Nana swears it wasn't them, and Castle says they have to pay for what they did. So obviously, we're gonna probably see a rematch for those 6-man titles in Dalton Castle and the boys versus the Embassy. And this has been my big problem, and I've said this: the 6-man titles, there's no trios teams, right? Like there are, but there aren't, because it's like the two of them, and then it's like the varsity athlete trust buster type unit we got going on here, and the Dark Order, but it's like besides that, there's really nobody. So like, why do we have these titles? I don't like them. I am not a fan. I think they're very stupid. It's kind of like obviously in AEW there's more trios to like flex around the titles, but kind of the same problem of like the House of Black have really wrestled the same people over and over. I mean, obviously with like the house match rules, it's kind of different now, so that brings some excitement, but still like you're gonna run out of opponents soon, and we're gonna be in the same predicament. But what do I know? Next, it's the Battle of the Max. When I read that this was taped, I was so excited because I know the only reason they did this was because it was the Battle of the Max. It's Ninja Mac versus Willie Mac, and I believe the last time we saw Ninja Mac in Ring of Honor, I could be wrong, but I'm like 95% sure the last time we saw him was at Supercard of Honor last year in Dallas. So welcome back to Ring of Honor. This was really fun. These two knew exactly what to do to entertain the crowd, and this could have been anyone's match, but at the end of the day, Willie Mac gets the win. Willie Mac's been in Ring of Honor a couple more times in Ninja, and I believe Willie Mack was also on a Rampage episode. So more to come for him, I guess, but it's fun match overall. And Brian Cage keeps up in his win status. We get Adam Priest, Victor Benjamin, and Lucky Ali versus the Embassy. Welcome back, because Brian Cage just been in singles for the past like 3 weeks. It's like, oh, the Embassy, yeah, we're back. This was just a squash. I mean, there's not much to say. The Embassy get the win here, and they're gonna look to be on their dominant way as Cage looks to, keep his win streak alive. Next, we have Tony Deppen versus Kyle Fletcher. And Kyle Fletcher's been kind of busy. He attacked Orange Cassidy on Dynamite yesterday. I believe it was Orange Cassidy he beat up. I'm trying to remember. I think it was. That seems right. He beat somebody up. I believe it was Orange though. And I know a lot of people are thinking like, is this Don Callis? Is this like Don Callis's new faction since after what happened and he turns back on Kenny Omega and the Elite? Maybe. Aussie Open's also had a very dominant past couple months. They're like junior tag team champions, and they're in like New Japan Strong, and then in actual New Japan they're also tag team champions. So they've been kind of like running around and being really successful. Deppin's another one of those competitors within Ring of Honor that although he's had a lot of losses, he does continue to prove himself week after week after week. I mean, he also is a former Ring of Honor TV champion. But this match was really fun. It was a great back and forth. Fletcher keeps up his winning streak, and he gets the W. Now, with this whole Don Callis thing, I could see it being true, especially because it was also rumored that Ospreay is definitely booked for All In. And can't you just see like Callis walking out with Will Ospreay versus like Bryan Danielson, right? This is the vision we're getting. Or even if it's him versus Omega for the US title, this is the vision we're getting. Yes, okay. That's just my opinion. Next we get Anthony Henry versus AR Fox, and Anthony Henry could go. wow, he was really good here. Fox is just one of the best AEW signings in recent memory. I mean, he just kills it. He knows what he's doing. And to just think they literally signed him based off like dark tapings. That's what they signed him based off of. Is that Tony Khan was really impressed with him on a dark taping, and they were like, oh, here we go. He could be really good. This was a great back and forth match. Fox gets the win, and then FTR, I don't understand because it's like, oh, we're gonna separate the fine line between AEW and Ring of Honor. FTR has shown up like every single week, and they're the AEW tag team champs. So Henry, JD Drake, and Shane Taylor. So Shane Taylor is aligning himself with Henry and JD Drake, which is super, super interesting because I think it was 2 weeks ago that they were like seen together, but they weren't an alliance, but now they are. So they're being down AR Fox, and FTR comes out to make the save. FTR and AR Fox are standing strong, and all of a sudden, Eddie Kingston, who is recovering well from hernia surgery, makes sure that Anthony Henry gets a shatter machine before we move on to the next segment. So I'm assuming we're going to get this 6-man tag team match somewhere down the line. But again, I don't mind FTR coming out because obviously like they were former Ring of Honor tag team champions and like, I get it. But still, you have openly told me, Tony Khan, this was not going to happen and it's happening. Which is why the other interesting thing with Collision is they have said that, there's obviously going to be a brand split. And the way that I've kind of heard it's going to work, it's like Dynamite and Rampage is going to be one crew, and then Ring of Honor and Collision is going to be another crew. So I need to exactly know what your plans are and who's going where, because that'll solve a lot of these issues. Next, we have that wonderful 8-man tag. We have Sonny Kiss, Slim J, Jeeves K, and Josh Words versus the Dark Order. Again, if this really didn't matter what happened in the match, it was more what happened after. Dark Order gets the win, but as Silver, Reynolds, and Uno are celebrating, Grayson's on the outside, kind of looking a little confused, kind of looking like he doesn't fit in. So, is he going to do it? Is he going to go with the Righteous? The Righteous, I don't believe. Yeah, they weren't. The Righteous didn't even come out during this match. So I don't know if maybe they're gonna plant the seed of like, oh, before Grayson came out for this match, the Righteous said something to him, and then boom, that was the reason why he decided to go out there. But it's gonna be interesting. This is a very interesting storyline. I'm keeping my eye on it because it's really, really creative. I like it. And our women's main event, I love saying that. Athena versus Skye Blue. And let me tell you, this was Skye Blue's best match in AEW. And I know I've said it for weeks. I was like, Skye Blue should be the one. Skye Blue should be the one. Skye Blue should be the one. And even though she didn't do it tonight, she still killed it. I mean, this is where she literally proved why Tony Khan signed her a couple weeks ago. And the thing is, too, like when they announced she was signed, there was no one so upset about this. Like even the talent, I remember, I believe it was Britt. It was either Britt or Tony that was like, like Skye Blue never complained. She always did what she was told and always gave like 110% effort. This is such a great signing, and she literally proved it. And this match had everything. It had the steel steps. They went to the outside. Athena did like a dive on the Skye Blue, and it was just great. This match was really, really good. This is one of the better women's matches we've seen in Ring of Honor over the past 11 episodes. And if you do have Honor Club, please go watch it because I don't think I could do it justice. And Skye Blue just continues to prove that the sky's the limit. The future is so bright for her. And even though she maybe didn't do it tonight, maybe she'll do it eventually. After the match, Athena and Skye Blue, they do the code of honor, and Athena's like, oh my god, yeah, you did it. And then she beats her up, and Athena proves that, yeah, she is the most dominant Ring of Honor Women's Champion of all time. Overall, I thought the rest of the show was really, really good. I mean, compared to recent weeks, like, it flew by, the matches made sense, everything made sense. And this is what I wanted. I want things to make sense. This is why the tapings in Orlando are way better than taping before or after Dynamite. And that is it for this episode of All Things Honor. The next time you watch an episode, I will officially be a college graduate because my college graduation is crying. I'm crying. I'm not ready for it. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next week for episode number 12 of All Things Honor.